welcome back to my channel. You know my sisters. And you know this cute little...
Aw, she looked comfortable.
Oh, sorry, did I move you? She has a cute little thing on her head. That was so dramatic.
So cute.
Alright. How about the person who recommended the book start?
I'm not good at starting, okay? I just am not.
I know, it's so awkward to start.
No, you're just like, how do I start?
I have read...
It's a big book.
It is a big book. I have read it
before.
and
you read the next book too. So,
yeah. I only got about halfway through. But, you know, something that really strikes me that kind of annoys me is how annoying... Okay, that's the way I'm going to put it. Ellen is. I feel bad for her, but at the same time, I know that, like, all the accidents are happening because of her fairy godmother, but her attitude towards everything is so annoying to me.
Like, she's so disrespectful to Poppy.
Yeah. I'm like, I get that you're jealous that you are of reduced circumstances, but even if she were still the daughter of an earl, she should still show respect to a princess, and you need to learn to just be like, this stinks, but this is my life and I need to accept it, and maybe be nice to the people who are giving me a job even though I'm screwing everything up and are being kind to me. You know? Like, that's just annoying.
They could easily throw her on the street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, literally, she should be grateful that she has that opportunity, because otherwise she could be on the street. And it's just annoying to me that she's not like that. Or, you know, more grateful. And poor Roger.
You sound like Poppy.
I sound like Poppy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why she's my favorite, because she reminds me of me.
She is, but she isn't.
True.
But I totally agree. I feel like Roger deserves so much better. Like, he is so sweet and so, like, smart and kind and, like, loyal.
Mm-hmm.
To a fault, almost. Because it's like, she doesn't really deserve your loyalty anymore because she's kind of ungrateful and entitled. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to decide if it's because she was the daughter of an earl or just because she let what happened, like, embitter her. So she's just like, you know, I deserve better than this. And I'm just like, you deserve nothing. Everything is earned. Even, you know, like,
and this proves it.
And this proves it. And she, like, I feel like, say, like, let's take the Little Princess from by Frances Hodgson Burnett. She was a spoiled rich little girl who lost her father and her fortune, but she still chose to be kind and considerate of others. So, I mean, I know they're both fictional characters, but those are, you know, two different ways of responding. And I feel like one is better than the other. But that's just me.
It's like things like this, they bring out the best in you or the worst in you. And that's when you really show your true colors, is when you're tested. And she very clearly was not a very nice person at heart, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was just like, she didn't care about anyone anymore, and she felt everyone owed her something, and she didn't deserve to be in the place that she was, and she was ungrateful and bitter and all that. So you're just like, really? Obviously, we can't say unless we go through something similar how we would react to it. But I would hope that I would have a more gracious Cinderella-like attitude towards the situation. Because she is very clearly not Cinderella, like, at all. Because Cinderella was known for being gracious, and her beauty was enhanced because of her ability to be kind even when she wasn't being treated kindly.
Mhm.
Her inner beauty.
So it's almost like it was switched around
Yeah.
because it was like, you know, she had something bad happen to her, just like Cinderella, but then everyone's being super kind to her and she's being kind of undeserving. Versus in the book, or in the original Cinderella, it's the opposite, where they're being really mean to her, but she's being gracious and deserves so much better.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I think Cinderella,
So
the
I
real
don't
Cinderella.
like that part because I love Cinderella, and it feels like it kind of distorts it
Yeah.
to a negative.
But you're also like, wait, is she the Cinderella or is Poppy?
I don't think Poppy is, because she's
I don't
already
think
a
it's supposed
princess.
to be Poppy.
No, I mean, like, because in the end, when it all comes down to
She gets the prince,
Mhm.
and her shoe loses.
She pretends to be
She
Ellen.
lost the slipper.
She lost her slipper leaving the ball after he proposed, and then she got trapped by the, what's it called? Corley?
I don't know how to say it. Here, you could look
Yeah.
up the pronunciation
It's
guide.
Chloe.
It's not in this one.
It's not in this one.
Mm-mm.
Well, I listened to it on audiobooks, and they said Corley. So
Okay. Yeah, and technically speaking, because he is the heir to the throne, that means Poppy will be queen, doesn't it?
You mean Christian?
Yeah,
Oh,
Christian,
yes.
he's the heir to the throne, so Poppy's going to be a queen.
Yes.
I don't know, it was just a random thought I just
right, which is technically within her realm because she is princess. She can become queen,
Mm-hmm.
which benefits both kingdoms quite nicely, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And their alliances with other kingdoms, because of all the princesses marrying princes or whatnot.
Which is the whole point of the second book.
Right.
And third.
Yeah. That's another thing. Like, I get why, but at the same time it irritates me how so many people are kind of mistrustful of them because of the incident that happened in the first book.
The outcome at the end was not widely broadcast.
Yeah. And, like, I get it. Like, especially the kingdoms
because
that lost
it was
princes.
Like, it is witchcraft.
Yeah. But I feel like anybody with a brain should have recognized that they weren't the perpetrators of the witchcraft. They were the victims of it. I feel like that should be obvious.
Yeah.
And so, if anything, they should be pitied, not,
Yeah, well,
so
the bishop was just
sophisticated.
after them, so.
The bishop had a chip on his shoulder for some reason, and I did not like him. Well, obviously, because he was the bad guy.
Well, because they were at war with his country.
And he lost.
Right before that.
Yeah.
So he was mad because they lost.
I think for that reason, they shouldn't have sent him at all, even with the second person. But that's just me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why that one guy was supposed to be watching him and overseeing the whole thing, but he totally didn't tell him that, which I was like, why would you tell the guy that's supposed to be overseeing to tell the guy that he's supposed to be watching him? Like, that seems like they should have sent someone else to tell that message.
Yeah.
It's kind of important.
Just a little bit.
Because that really screwed things over.
Yeah.
Like, for everyone. Especially the little one. The poor little one getting interviewed in the room. I was like, oh.
Petunia.
Yeah. I'm like, how dare you? How, heartless can you be? She's a child. A little child. And you're literally making her cry because you're so mean. Like, she should have a parent or a sister with her. You shouldn't be questioning her like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was so disrespectful to the king.
Especially in his room.
Yeah, it was just all just so wrong in so many levels, in so many ways.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the second book.
Yeah. it's hard because, like, they're 3 books, but they tell one cohesive story, and so in my mind, I can't help but think of them like that, and so, like, talking about all 3 of them is, like, natural to me, but yes, we should...
Yeah.
I
thought it was really annoying. Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's okay, you go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to talk about the dresses.
The what?
Because it was, like, really annoying how Lily kept having her dress like the girls. Like, really? Are you stinking kidding me? Like, the exact copy of the dresses, except for slight tweaks, and of course they're made with magic, so they look better. Like,
Yeah.
that's, like, horrible.
It
Like,
is...
not only is she trying to steal the show, she's trying to make the other people look like pale replicas in comparison.
Yeah.
Like,
I think...
wow.
I think the reason why...
That is so evil.
Yeah. But I think the reason why she did that, particularly to Poppy, is because she recognized that Christian was really having feelings for Poppy. And so she, I guess, wanted to make her, like, you know what I mean? Like,
but then to steal the show from
Marianne.
the birthday girl by having her outshined at her own birthday party, and she wasn't even invited. Like, really?
Yeah.
The poor girl.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I really feel like Ellen didn't really deserve her happily ever after, if you could call it that, because she was so mean in that way. Like, even if her fairy godmother wanted her to do that, she should have been like, I just don't think it's right. What?
Well, they showed in the part, it talked about how she was, like, her stomach dropped when she saw the dress. But even when she was watching the girls get dressed and she started, like, smiling suspiciously and evilly, you're like, okay. And then she's, like, sounds like she's upset that the dress looks like... Isn't really. It's, like, confusing. Like, why was she smiling so viciously watching them try on their new dresses if she was upset about stealing the show?
That's why I think she was really okay.
Like, I got a little bit of mixed signal there.
Yeah. I personally think she was okay with it because she had that mindset of, I deserve better, so she's kind of enjoying one-upping the people who she feels like, I don't know, slighted by or something. I don't know. Or jealous by because they still have stuff that she used to have.
Yeah, she's like, we could have maybe been friends or whatnot, and now she's, like, resenting them for everything.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so you think you could have been friends with them had your father not lost all of his money, then wouldn't you, I don't know, try to form an actual friendship with them? And to be honest, it could have happened.
Yeah, they were.
And that would have made such a better story because they would have been friends and they would have been helping their friend get out of the bad situation versus, like, the inner conscience struggling with their dislike of her and her dislike of them, where they're like, she needs help, and they do help her, but she doesn't deserve their help, and she doesn't even ask for their help. So it's like, if she were kind to them and friendly with them, and actually, they would have been friendly. They were trying to be friendly with her the whole time because they did feel bad for her, but it was just like her pride wouldn't let them pity her into a friendship or whatever.
Yeah. Well, even when Lady Sethaway, am I saying that right?
Which lady?
Margaret's mom.
Margaret is her mom. Marianne's
mom, excuse me.
Is Margaret.
Oh, maybe that's why I'm getting confused. Her, when she offered to get Ellen the dresses to go to the ball, like, she was being kind, and she snubbed that. And I'm like, but yet then you're willing to take a patronage from somebody else because it'll be better than what...
No.
Well, because she was, like, worried, or I don't know.
And then she claimed she couldn't find a dress, which wasn't even there. Like, that was her excuse. Like, oh, it wasn't me. I couldn't even find a dress, so I didn't go. Like, what?
Yeah.
After your whole thing about having a patroness, and then you're slighting her kindness. And she's like, I don't want charity. I'm like, girl, your whole life is charity. The fact that you have a job is charity. The fact that you have a roof over your head is charity.
Yeah.
Just deal with it.
Yeah. I feel like she needed, in order to earn the happy ending she got, I think that she should have had more of a realization that she should have a better attitude or something. You know, like something where she accepts her lot and she tries to do and be better. And then she might have earned her happy ending.
Yeah, she was like to Poppy was like to Roger, like, what the heck, you know, she's got to be careful what she says to him because he's like, you know, sensitive, obviously.
Yeah.
And she's like,
well, he like idealized the girl he knew and was scared or upset by the realization that she's changed.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, but she's not like that, you know. And she's like, yeah, maybe when you were younger, but
Yeah.
she's older now, and obviously she is like that because it's happening.
Do they say how long it had been since her reduced circumstances?
Like, I'm not making this stuff up. This is what happened.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, people change over time. And while I admire him for being so loyal, it's also, like, sad. Because, you know, yeah. She doesn't deserve it. But I also, I find it funny how...
Well, maybe she'll go back to being the young girl that he knew when she gets pampered and spoiled and back to her what she thinks she deserves. I don't know.
I don't like that idea.
I didn't like how Lord Richard finally confessed that he was part of the ruining of her father and felt bad.
Yeah.
And then he was like, from now on, you're a guest of this house. I'm like, first of all, whoa. If you felt really this bad, you were going to just let her be your servant, your maid, even though you feel this bad, and now you're going to make her your guest in your house?
Exactly. He should have adopted the girl.
Yeah, brought her in as a, you know, ward or something.
It first happened.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, especially because she's an orphan. He can be her guardian.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
if he really truly did feel bad.
Yeah, it's like,
He
well,
should've done
why
that.
did it take you
Exactly.
so long? Why did it take you so long?
Yeah.
That's what I don't like.
Well, then you would have to tell people what happened, or at least that something happened. And the guilt would have been more widespread,
Just back up here.
where it could have tarnished his name because of what he did.
Or he could just been like, hey, I'm going to be a great guy.
I was
and
a
adopt
I
you."
love
to your
when
father.
he has the delay is annoying.
Yeah.
when Christian gets to the ball at their house and he has Marianne dance with him, and he's like, oh, I can fix this, and he goes up to the orchestra because the song was already going, and he's like, that's enough of this song, we're ready for, we want another song, let's start a different song. I was like, oh my gosh, he just totally is like, that's enough of this song, we're moving on so they can dance. Like, just interrupting the middle of the song. Like, I love that part.
Oh, because he wanted to make sure that he would
I
marry
really
someone.
hate how her boyfriend or whatever behaved the whole time. So, even though he was under the spell, it still annoyed me like crazy. And poor girl,
Dixon?
she kept on being like, hearing her almost betrothed talking about another girl and being obsessed with her, and it was just like, aw.
Yeah. If I were her,
know it's
I
a
would have been
spell,
like,
but
maybe we
geez.
should cut, maybe we shouldn't be getting married if you're going to act like that.
It was a spell.
Still.
Well, she wasn't. They weren't.
She did. Before
they
she
were-
knew it was a
They
spell.
were not betrothed, so therefore she only was heartbroken.
They weren't yet.
She was only heartbroken.
Okay,
not,
true.
Okay, we're never getting married.
If I were her, I would have given them, I don't know.
It's a love. I mean, it was a spell, Brittany.
At least
Even
give us some
before
time
the
of
spell.
him not having the spell on him.
Yeah, but I mean, like, before she knew it was a spell.
Let the dust settle. Yeah,
Before she knew it was a
obviously.
spell, she
Like,
was just
especially
mad.
at her birthday party, and he's talking about the other girl, and he doesn't dance with her as much as he should, and all that. It's like, really?
Yeah.
I know, and
It's
then
hard.
when Christian fainted, and then Poppy put the bracelet on him, and then he was like, "Marianne's birthday. Why am I not dancing with her?" And then that was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, because then when, like, he wasn't under the spell, you're like, okay, I like this guy.
He was, but he kind of woke up a little bit.
Yeah. Like,
He could resist it more.
mm-hmm.
I see that. My Wi-Fi is getting a little shaky because it's a blizzard outside right now, so
Ooh. Fun.
it's snowing like crazy. It has been snowing for days. Days and days. Crazy.
We have a lot of snow,
We must
too.
have brought some of that Wisconsin weather down with us.
Must have.
Mm.
You can keep it. We don't want it, or at least I don't want it. Hence the reason why I'm in this, because it is too stinking
All the
cold.
ice is breaking the trees down here. It is cold.
I don't like the cold.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I thought it was interesting how some of the spells like could be broken, but then others like had to be like the potion had to be retaken, and then it had to be reinforced with the bracelets. It's like, really? Even though for them, just wearing the bracelets was enough for them not to have the spell put on them at all. I felt like that didn't make as much sense.
No, it wasn't necessarily just that. It was because Poppy and Roger already, if you will, had protection and were awakened to that whole spirit.
Yeah,
Realm.
so they didn't have, like, the spell touch them? Is my gut? Or you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
they weren't
so
affected by the
That's
spell,
why they weren't affected by the spell at all.
so then the other people who were affected by it needed more than just the talismans and stuff.
Right. And Christian had the most concentrated, and so
It
did the
just
other
seemed like
boys.
it was a lot.
Which, to be honest, for the why would she want other boys to fall in love with her too? Because then they would want to dance with her and then take it away from Christian.
Yeah, that
That
doesn't
was
make
just
sense.
my thought. Because she
I
was like,
thinking
you
that too.
have to dance every dance with him. It's like, then why'd you make all of the boys fall in love with her?
Yeah. And oh my gosh, that Duke
Exactly.
that was Junk that came up
Poppy.
and grabbed Poppy and forced her to dance. That guy, I was just like, you're so, like,
Oh, I hate that guy.
first of all, you don't even ask the girl to dance. She's a princess. Show some respect. And, like, to loudly be like, oh, she's more beautiful than you, and you got upstaged, and, like,
And
really?
whatever happened to the guy who tried to kiss Poppy and then Christian jumps out the window? Whatever happened to him? Like,
True. I wanted him to get beaten.
That wasn't the same guy? I don't know.
No.
Yeah. That guy was...
I pictured the Duke to be
I guess
an
when you're a
older man.
princess, you've got a lot of crazy admirers.
Yeah. And being a pretty princess.
And one with a mysterious past.
Mm-hmm. And they're all like, why? What happened?
Oh, are
Why
you
don't
a
you
bad
dance?
princess? I think that's what the one tried to kiss her thought.
Probably. Such disrespect for a princess. Oh my gosh. Last night, totally off the topic, but Mom was like, oh, how did she put it? Because she was right by we were playing a game and we needed a pencil. And so I asked her to grab it. And she didn't hear me. And so I was like, I asked you to grab a pencil while you were by the pencils. And she's like, oh, you're such a queen. And I'm like, you're saying that like it's a bad thing. Like, I'm a drama queen. We all know that.
You raised us with it, Mom.
Yeah, like, but yeah. Side story that I thought was funny. Should we do our nominations?
I didn't think of one yet.
You didn't think of one yet?
It's so hard because I'm reading a lot of books right now.
Nominate
So
one of those.
it's like, I'll read them, and then I'm like, that wouldn't be good for the book club, though.
Oh.
So, yeah.
All right. Why don't we introduce ours, and then maybe if you
I
have
don't
one after we're done.
Okay.
Mine is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban because Maria, Ashley, and I are going through the series together, and this is the one we're on. So I thought maybe you could do it with us, kind of, remotely.
Nice.
All right, Rhea?
I may have received this book during Christmas.
I wonder who gave it to you.
It's called Tangled in the Time Portal, I think.
A little further down, yeah. By who?
Catherine
Lasky? Catherine Lasky. All right, this is the description for those watching. Life used to be great for Rose. She loved her friends, got along well with her mom. Her dad was out of the picture, in parentheses, and was starting to rack up a lot of hits on her fashion blog. But then her mother dies in a car crash, and Rose is sent away to live with a grandmother she hardly knows. The only place Rose can take refuge is in her grandmother's greenhouse. One night, she finds herself transported to another time and place. Rose has traveled back in time to Hatfield House, the home of a banished princess, Elizabeth, the daughter of King Henry I don't know Roman numerals. The 8th. Then she discovers something truly amazing, a beautiful locket with 2 mysterious images inside it, both clues to her own past. Could the greenhouse portal offer answers to the mysteries of her family and their secrets? Is she related to Anne Boleyn?
Why do you say that?
Well, because the lady on here is dressed like Anne Boleyn. And the banished princess is
It's
the
very
daughter.
hard for me to see.
Is it? Oh, okay. Well, anyway.
It's like all pixels. Okay, I thought of one.
Okay, what's yours?
I don't remember what the name of the first book in the series is, but it's Artemis Fowl series, and they just came out with a movie, but the movie is nothing like the book. So if you've seen the movie, I highly recommend reading the books. They are completely different stories based on the same characters. So it's basically not even the same thing. But the book is so good. So that's my recommendation.
The first
is Artemis
book?
Fowl.
The first book in the Artemis Fowl series?
Yes, the first book.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I hope it is different because the trailer looked like nothing interesting.
I was like, what? I've heard of this.
I know, I was watching the trailer, I'm like, this isn't even the book. Like, what?
I know, I was confused too, because to be honest, I don't know if
We watched it with Eli, and then we got done, and we're like, Eli, please do us a favor and read the actual book. And maybe even all the books if you like it. Because it is an amazing story, and this movie is nothing like it. It's an okay movie if you're not going in it with this mindset of it being like the book, because it's not. But the book is really good.
Is it as bad
So.
as The Lightning Thief and
Brittany,
Prince Caspian?
she just said that it was
Girl,
it was
it is
just the
worse.
same characters.
It's worse.
She just
It
said
is
it was
worse.
only the characters.
Why adapt a book to screen if you're not at least gonna do it some kind of justice?
Because it's easy money.
You're frozen. Have we lost you? Oh no. Have we lost you completely? think we've lost her.
So sad.
We lost her.
Wow, that's loud. Come back to us.
Why isn't it letting me go to full screen?
Zoe!
I wish it was easier. It's also hard with the lag. Call failed.
His ears aren't bitten out of.
Okay, let's try this. Let's try this again. There you are.
Oh, it worked.
For some
Hey.
reason, it wouldn't let me accept it
Sorry.
the last time. That's okay. There's a blizzard going on. Can't help it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so we ready to vote?
Yes. Why don't you go first?
Ooh. I'm gonna go with The Prisoner of Azkaban
You go.
because I love that book.
I vote Prisoner of Azkaban too.
I third it.
It's unanimous. All right.
Awesome.
Sweet.
That like never happens. What? It's always a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Wait.
I think. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you both already voted for it, so what was the point of my vote? But I did also want to read it.
So that works.
Yeah.
Well, you were gonna read it anyway, so it works out.
Right.
Yeah.
And now we can just talk about it.
And maybe Brittany will actually finish this.
Well, it helps that I have the audiobook of it too, because I'm kind of overdue for a new prescription for my glasses, and so reading like even physical books really has been hurting my eyes, so it makes it kind of hard for me to do that. I have to schedule an appointment
Ooh.
for that, so that's been a little hard.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Literally, like,
That's no fun.
do you ever have like where like the migraines behind your eyes where your eyes really hurt? That's what it happens to me when I don't have the right prescription.
Yeah.
So,
Usually.
Yeah, I get that when I stare at screens too much.
that too.
And technically, I'm supposed to wear my reading glasses, but I don't know where they are, and I haven't worn them in like 4 years. I don't even think Daniel knows I own reading glasses. Well,
I thought you had perfect vision. So I didn't think you had any
I
kind
do,
of glasses.
except for when I'm reading. They say that because of the headaches, I'm supposed to wear glasses while reading.
Mm.
I never wore them.
Sassy. I want to get a prescription with
I can
blue
see
blockers.
fine.
So then I can look at screens without hurting my eyes too.
Yes.
So
See, I feel like that would be the only reason I'd wear glasses is to protect my eyes from the blue light. Because I've read some really bad stuff about that stuff. Especially right before bed. It messes with your brain and sleep.
yeah.
Mhm.
And considering my job requires me to sit in front of a computer most of the time, it would be helpful to have those. So,
True story.
well, I guess that will conclude today's book club. Thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye.